This on the good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. We created this club to provide a safe space for women to share and inspire each other. It's so good to see all of you. I can't believe this is like a reunion. So this morning, we mainly are going to be, it's just a reunion, so we're going to be having a casual conversation regarding this club. We have been doing this for the past, it's more than 3 years now. And I retired from San Diego State University and decided I wanted to help women. And how could I support women? And I ended up getting a coaching certification from Mary Morrissey. And then I wrote a book for women called You Deserve It. And it was published, it's just on my Amazon. But anyways, and then I created a mastermind. The first one was Think and Grow Rich. It was through a global community called Noble Goldman. And several of my friends here are from that group. And then we end up from that, spin it into the Women's Coffee Club because I wanted to be just exclusively for women. I want to support women. So I didn't want to have a co-ed. It was the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind was a co-ed. And Binta was there from the beginning. In fact, she was part of the helping to get this going the first time in Victoria. She's not here. So anyway, so that was kind of the little bit of the history of this club. And it's been going for more than 3 years now. Basically, people come and go. There's no obligation. This is I'm decided we're going to do this for free, and it's basically just to help each other. And so here we are, 3.5 years later. Last year, at the end of the year, I thought, it wouldn't be bad to kind of just get a feedback from the members to see, how we can improve, how we can change. We did, and just helped me with that process. And we follow a little bit, but really, it's really hard because not the same people are in the same room all the time. And it doesn't have to be because everybody's busy, and depending on your schedule, whether you come or not. But anyway, there are some changes in my life, and I got married remarried a year and a half ago, and my husband will be retiring next year, and then we're planning to do travel more. And in November, I'm going to be traveling to Australia the first 2 weeks of the month, and then after that, come back. It'll be 1 week in between, and then Thanksgiving, and then we're going to travel again another week, and then it'll be another week in between, and then Christmas, and then New Year. So I'm planning to take off for 2 months. I told Sandra this. Let's share it with Sandra. And Sandra said, "Are you having a burnout or something?" I said, "Yeah, probably a little burnout because I've been kind of doing it on my own. I keep going. Everybody come and go, but I have to keep going. And probably there is a little burnout, and that to have a little break wouldn't be a bad idea." And then she said, "If you take off for that long, it's hard to get it back again. Maybe a few of us can chip in and keep this going or whatever." So that's how it prompted this meeting, because I had a conversation with Sandra. She said, "Okay, let me help facilitate." And same thing I had shared with LaSchelle, and LaSchelle also said the same thing. Let's just ask the right question. How do we collaborate for a win-win? Because if you see the value, first of all, it's like, do we want to continue with this club? Does it have any value for all of you who have been here? If you feel like there's a value, and how do we collaborate so that each one of you feel like you have the skin in the game, and that you want to help and you want to continue with this, just a little bit of something. How do we collaborate? So this is a brainstorm. With this, I'm going to turn it to Sandra, who will be my co-facilitator, and LaSchelle also tell me that she wants to be part of the asking the questions in this particular session. So thank you again, all of you. Before we start with that, first of all, I just want to say my gratitude. You guys I'm so grateful for all of you. You know, sometimes when you think that you're doing something to give back, you have no idea. I'm getting most of it. I've been blessed. Um, just for your participation, contribution, for you being here. It is a blessing to me. So don't get it wrong. The burnout is something totally different. That's related to the work, but really, I am totally blessed to have met you. The connection that I have in this group, I am so grateful. So with that, Sandra, go ahead.
All right, thank you. I am Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk, and that means that sometimes I just say what I've got to say, and it's with a loving intention. So I like to just cut through to the clarity. But I have found that for myself, I've gotten busy with other things. And so when I see that somebody's coming on and kind of doing another webinar, I tend to, I'll just catch that on the replay. So I guess when Riny was talking about it, and I could sense, you know, she's putting a lot of work into this. And this should be, in my opinion, just a coming together where we actually share and support. We're not here to promote what we're doing per se. We're going to know what we do from the way that we work. We can introduce ourselves and say what it is we do, and then just get on with the sharing and supporting one another. So when I see a group of women coming together to support each other, I'm not going to listen to somebody do all of their you know, a lot of it lately has become very prepared PowerPoints, very much a thingy. And then here's how you can get in touch with me. And then into the feed it goes, oh, come to this, come to this. You get your content, your connection, but you don't overwork the group as such. You can go to the Facebook, you can, there's other ways to support each other without coming out as another webinar, which is where I was saying, okay, if there's going to be another webinar, I can catch the replay. But when we can come together like we used to do, yes, somebody would do a short presentation. And now Riny has had a challenge of getting people to just stop, you know, like do 15, 20 minutes and let's get the conversation going. That was different. There was a different feeling. And so I'm just wanting to open up the floor to say, how has it felt for you? Have others felt that way with, you know, where everything's kind of getting more organized? And yes, there has to be, but we've got beautiful women here with beautiful messages. And Riny is struggling and asking people to come and speak instead of just inviting them, you know, where they want to come. So there, I felt that Riny was getting herself into, you don't mind me saying this, Riny, getting yourself into a, you know, please come and speak to us. No. Anybody with anything to speak about is going to come with a full heart and just want to share without seeing how many people are we going to get coming into our events and blah, 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 ad infinitum. This group to me was always just a beautiful, I got to know people. And that was lacking more recently, and we weren't getting the attendance. The attendance wasn't there. Whoever was presenting brought somebody else with them. And there was Riny with maybe 2 or 3 other people that would come in and be in person. So the sharing aspect kind of disappeared for me. That's what I would like to hear from each person. LaSchelle, you can follow up with me from here, but I think we need to quickly go around the room to what was it like for you? What was the value? Or do you like where it's going now? But Riny needs to know what her branding was. She's not really prepared to give it up. It's her baby, but to pass it on to somebody and let it become a series of webinars isn't where she started. And somehow we've moved somewhere. And how to go back to that sharing group where Riny's not under pressure to perform, not begging people to come and speak. I think the sharing. LaSchelle, if you just pick up from that, please, and then let's scoot around the room to briefly get input.
Well, I was just, and when I talked to Riny, she'd reached out to me. And actually, we had this conversation a year ago. Can you hear me?
I don't think, no, it's not going to work no matter what, because it's.
I think Rick needs a little, I think Rick needs a mute.
If you can mute yourself, please.
And so it was interesting because I know Riny and I talked last year, and I also have I've run a few masterminds too, and so I know that there's like a lot of work that a lot of other people may not know. And so one of the things I wanted to ask the group, and I so appreciate you, Sandra, because obviously I wasn't here from the very beginning. I met Riny about a little bit over a year ago, maybe like April or May of 2023. And so I wasn't here in the beginning, so I don't know what it was, but and maybe that's but I really appreciate what Sandra was saying. I think for when I was talking to Riny, one of the things that I was thinking is like, what kind of value? So if you kind of think back on your participation in there, what kind of value are you getting? And what is that keeps you coming back? Like, what are the things that have been most interesting? Is it the conversations? Is it the connection? Is it just being able to go, because a lot of us I know are coaches. And so that was, for me, it's been really fun to meet different people and to come together and know, like, I love that Joey comes on and she's, the middle of the night for her. And Anjid, I think you're in Denmark, is that right? No?
Sweden.
Sweden, okay, close.
Yes. Close, very close. In fact, I'm a stone throw away from Denmark. Yeah.
Okay, so it's fun to be able to come at one time every week. I know for Riny too, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, so that means she has to get up early one day a week, and she's retired, and I know that's hard. And so for me, I'll just say for me, it's been really fun to meet all these different people, to hear different people's perspectives. And I don't remember who it was. Somebody did a presentation about PQ, and I have a bunch of friends who are PQ coaches, and they did it in a totally different way. And I was like, wow, I hadn't thought about that. So it's kind of inspired by hearing what some of the rest of you guys are doing, and also being able to like support one another in their businesses if it works. But for me, I think that if you think about what it is that you have gotten from here and what it is you would like. But I also want to give Riny the permission, because she was the creator of it, that if she feels like this is the right time to let it go and let it be complete, that I 100% support her in that too. So
so let's just scoot around the room now.
Yeah.
With that's well put. What have you gotten? Why do you come back? Why are you here today when the attendance has been so poor lately? Why are you here today, and what would you like to see happen? So just in general, let's go around the room here. Ezra.
Goodness, I didn't expect to go first.
You can go somewhere else if you want, doesn't matter.
I'm fine. Well, first, I just want to say I'm probably the newest person in the group. I happen to know Carol, and Carol introduced me to Riny. And I was able to attend one presentation the other week that I believe Allison did. And for me, the value in that was just to be inspired. And I know because you're all coaches, I think there's a certain amount of investment we've made in personal development and training. So to have a free resource was very valuable to me. And certainly as a solopreneur, it's a solo journey. So to have that kind of connection with other people that are also on a similar journey was helpful. I do actually like the pitch, quote unquote, component of it. I learn a lot from how people are presenting, and I do appreciate the opportunity to quote unquote pitch my own things, which I think is just to share our gifts, right? What I think would be valuable is to have a little bit more focus. So if it is empowerment and we are all solopreneurs, is that like a business thing where we're looking to help support each other, grow our respective, missions and purposes? Or is it a more personal development thing, where we're needing more personal support on whatever journey we're on, business or otherwise,
Okay.
relationship, life, family?
We're just going to have to be conscious of the time here so that we
Yeah.
get around to
And if I
everybody.
could just add one more thought, and separate from that question is like, who does what? And I would be just willing to be a helper. Yeah, and that's a sense of community also.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, we have a lovely turnout, so I'm going to go with who puts their hand up next so that everybody gets covered. And so I've got your hand up there, Mo. I can see that, and that's an easy way because there's so many. It's going to be a trick, but just conscious of the time that everybody has a chance to speak. Thank you, Mo.
It's funny because I was like, okay, I'm going to make it super purposeful to make this coffee chat because every time I come, I get some nuggets of wisdom and I haven't been making a priority. So I put it on my calendar. Now you're like, well, maybe we'll be done. I'm like, no, don't. I just came in. So I think I love it as a sense of, because I'm a part of a networking group. So it's very much women supporting women in the entrepreneur, solopreneur space. But this to me, I guess I wasn't really clear. I was invited here, I spoke. It's more of a sharing of our gifts. So where it's less strategy and more like, oh my God, y'all, who's going through menopause? Let's talk about that, that kind of thing. And so I love the idea of where it's almost but you can also share and say, because then like if someone has a specialty that I'm like, oh, I could use that. Maybe because I found a speaker here that spoke to my group. So Nicole, I think it was Nicole Lonnie. I'm in too many groups. But it was so valuable. So I think not making a selling feature, but saying this is my offer. If anyone knows anyone who could use it, or if you could use it, or if you could implement my skills in some way, then it's not so you're not selling anything, but you're just saying like, yeah, let's be real. We're all in this space. And if you don't have anything to offer as specifically, then you're just offering your energy and time and just going out, coming here to share your gifts and talents so other people can benefit. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think it makes perfect sense. So, studying somebody else's presentation style, you can go to one of their events, but it doesn't have to be repeated over and over and over in the feed. Go to the Facebook page, put in your so kind of moving it away from how do I promote myself to how do we share and support each other.
Yeah,
I think there's a nice blend in there.
Yeah, it's a yes and. Yeah.
Yes and.
Just one quick comment, Sandra, before we
Yes.
move on. I've always told the presenter that after their presentation, that they can post their offer. I think it's fair to do that they do their presentation.
Yeah, but once, but I see them coming back over and over and over again. So I think that's a setup with whoever's presenting. Yes, present and here's the contact, but do it once and move over to the Facebook page or make your personal contacts and behind. Don't start making this group a marketing space.
Is there a Facebook page?
See, I hardly ever go. I kind of rely on the feed. Okay, so and Riny, you can make a note of that we can direct them over maybe to the Facebook page every time, so there's no mistaking that it's there. Angie?
Yes, hi. Oh, well, first of all, massive gratitude and appreciation for Riny for pulling this off and sticking through it. 3 years, when I heard this, I said like, what? 3 years already? Goodness gracious. So massive awesomeness towards you. And the coffee club for me is an incredible safe space. And I'm not often here. I sometimes watch the replays, but it's a safe place and it's friendships which are 4-5 years old Okay. And what I like about it is that it is so diverse. The presentations are sometimes totally out of the blue, something totally unrelated to the next week, which I think is a massive bonus. The way that business gets presented, I find incredible, amicable and pleasant. Of course, we want to pitch our businesses, but nobody sells anything. It's just, here I am, use me if I can be of service.
Yeah.
So in future, if I have to be more involved to keep this going, I will, because listening, sitting here now for a couple of minutes, no, I don't want this to die. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, okay? Because I have other things to do. But either way, in future, maybe have a directory of businesses and contact details in the Facebook, okay? And really utilize the Facebook more, because that will make it structured, that will make it organized, and then it is easier for people to find people. You know, have like a, I don't know, not a members area, but a directory where everybody puts their details in with a brief description and maybe even the link to their presentation. Because that way you can reference and you can utilize that.
Yeah, that's great. So Riny,
love
if
that.
that's, for me,
love
that
that.
would be a huge, but if Riny, if that would be a challenge, I wouldn't know how to make that, but somebody will know how to make it and help out with that.
I can figure that out. Yeah,
Can you
but that,
figure it? Yeah, oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
IT, you're tech. What
That,
am I thinking?
you know, that's a good suggestion, Angie. I love that.
Yeah,
Because then it's not taking the time of the group.
that way when
Okay.
people are presenting, they do their 10-15 minutes and then we get into the supporting each other around that topic, because Angie's right, the diverse topics just really makes it beautiful.
I love it.
And then it's
Yeah.
easy to find, you know, it can be
Yeah.
a Google Doc or something like that, where that can be updated all the time. And then you can easily put in a search word, and then you say, who was that, who was talking about decorating? You know, that's now the one that comes into mind. I wouldn't, you know, it's just, yeah, let's make it more
Angie,
user-friendly.
I can work with you on that, Angie, so that it could be searchable. Do something that is searchable. I don't know.
Is there another tech person here?
No, that's a future thing. This is just ideas for right now. We're just talking about ideas. We're
Yeah.
gonna,
And Riny
my
is
thought,
tech.
yeah, my thought is that in between my travel in November and December, we could have like 2 other meetings to talk about more details about who wants to participate or create like it's almost like a governance group or whatever you call it, team. But it's like who wants to participate in this volunteer effort and who does what kind of thing, or how do we take turn or whatever kind of like ideas, what, you know, even the
No, no,
content.
I'm happy to help. I'm absolutely happy to help. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Who is next? Is it Carol?
Carol.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies. Glad to be here. I missed the last couple of meetings just due to work deadlines, but I also want to thank Riny for your efforts, Riny. Congratulations on 3.5 years. Burnout is totally understandable because you've really taken on quite a bit. Yeah, quite a bit. So I am in this group, I think a little less than a year. I have been pretty, I've been pretty consistent in my attendance, except for the last couple of weeks. And I have found, I can't think of any of the presenters that I have not found tremendous value in, that I have enjoyed their presentations, that which is why I felt totally confident in recommending, you know, when Riny asked for presenters, she was looking for presenters, I felt totally confident in recommending 4 of my friends to join the group and check this out. So yes, the diverse presentations I find very, very, very helpful to me personally, as well as business. And I would love to see the combination of personal and business, because how can we separate our personal selves and business, right? We need to be the best that we can be to be the best in our businesses. I agree with Ezra that it's amazing to have this as a free resource. That's a tremendous value to the world, to women, and that can bring people in. I think pitching business is a fact of life, but yes, let's do it with style and class, and have it be more efficient. So that's what I hear Sandra saying, have it be more efficient, less in your face. And I love Angie's comments about utilizing the Facebook group. I mean, I belong to quite a few. That's something that I have learned very recently, the power of Facebook groups and the tremendous draw that Facebook groups. So that's a skill, a talent that whoever is familiar with that can get involved with, I think. So the Facebook group could actually potentially be even more powerful than this meeting, because let's face it, not everybody can be available at this time when we're thinking about a global effort. And why not have this be a global effort? You know, absolutely.
It is pretty global.
Well, what I'm saying is some of these groups have tens of thousands on Facebook. Yeah. So why am I here today? I think I mentioned that, yes, I would be a personal helper, you know, to the extent that I can. I'm here because I have felt a part. I think that Riny has been an effective facilitator in that respect, that she's made us feel a part. The aspect of the program where we all share is valuable, because everyone wants to be seen and heard and inspired. And that's what I have to say. I really, I've enjoyed this group. I want to see it go on, continue.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Carol.
Eva.
Oh, hello, everybody. Why am I here today? Because Julie told me to come, and she said, are you coming? Are you coming to Sandra and Riny? So I quickly decided to come. I must say that the great thing has been just to know that you are here. And it is true that, you know, I haven't attended quite a number of meetings, but I have also attended quite a few. And all right, Sandra, you're right. Well, we have a lot to share ourselves, but it's good to have fresh blood. And I think that Riny invited quite a few people. I can remember at least 4 presentations, which were really important for me. So sometimes getting somebody from the outside is a good idea. But also I have to say that, you know, I just counted. It's so wonderful to see at least 10 of you, because that I know from other situations, from other groups, that I wouldn't be able to see. You know, we spread all over the world, and it is a wonderful, warm community. I agree with very much with Antje's idea. I like what she offered. You know, Julie and I have a private group, just the 2 of us. We tend to share new things that we have learned, because we are both obsessive learners, and we listen to new things, and we share. And I thought that maybe that would also be a good thing, you know, because we all, you know, we all coaches, and we all, you know, have learned for a million years, but we keep learning. And there are new things coming up, and that is something that could be very inspiring, I think. I don't know. Anyway, and also I thought that, you know, we may have questions. If we come up with a question and ask the group, you know, what they think. We all have questions because, you know, there are millions of things we don't know, millions of things we probably do know. There's also as many things we don't. And sharing this way by, you know, asking group for support, that could be an idea. Anyway, I would love the group to continue. Please, 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 let us continue. I will support it any way I can. Yes, I will. I have to say that sometimes I'm very busy and sometimes I simply forget. So that is not good.
Thanks,
But and thank you both, and Sandra and Riny, really, you've done a wonderful job. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the biggest way I've managed is it's in my planner every week at 10 o'clock. But I did find I wasn't coming when it started to feel a little more salesy and the presentation went on forever. And then it had to go on overtime for everybody to have a chance to speak. And it was just kind of running away with itself, I think, a little bit. But the best way to support is put it in your book and show up. Put a timer on. Put a timer on. I have a timer that goes off and says, something coming up here. Julie, what's your little take here?
Okay, I'm just nodding with both you and Ava, with everything you've said, and you, Ansha. I'm one of the oldies too, I think, Riny, because, you know, this was for me an offshoot from NG, you know, the platform. So, and it became more important than some of the others. So, and the fact that it was non-commercial was very attractive to me. You know, I of course wanted to know what people's strengths and interests were, but I didn't want to be pitched, you know. So that was also important. And for me, just personally, I'm very grateful because I've had, again, like I've enjoyed so many, and would like to have done more myself. But I have to say that, you know, the last 12 months, I've been in crisis, you know, absolute crisis. So that has dominated my time and my emotional health and energy and everything else. So that is why I haven't been contributing as much. So, but yeah, I'd love to see it go on. And to me, it's like a sort of a platform that isn't pitching, but in a way you're all connecting. So you're beginning to know what the others are doing and what their strengths are. So that can be really useful because we can use each other, I'm sure, to help us to promote, or you to promote, or whatever, but to grow our fields of knowledge, especially like with Ava and I, we're you know, we're the education nerds, but in a you know, in a new way. So, you know, we've still got heaps of things that we would love to do, and there's a huge need out there. So, but when it comes to marketing and everything else, we are pants, as they'd say in the UK.
Thank you.
So that's it, really. I just say thank you to you both, and Sandra, the same's happened with me and you as well. So, you know, it's just with me, it's been a crisis and a time thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks to you all. More to come, huh?
Yeah, I think we're getting a really lovely blend of what's needed here. So that's really good. Rick Fairchild. Jane, you haven't changed your name.
No, I'm not having any operations or anything like that. Good morning, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I am Jane Fairchild. But my computer, my personal computer, the microphone went phooey on me last night, and I haven't figured out how to get it back. So I'm on a different computer. But it's great to be here. And you know, I've been a 2+ year veteran and enjoying so many of the presentations, and they're so eclectic. So yeah, if we have to kind of infuse this with a growth hormone called us, then so be it. Because, you know, I recognize that I'm here because of Riny and also Sandra. And, you know, I came mostly today when I heard Sandra was presenting. And, you know, it is kind of a time thing, but you're right, Sandra. It's a matter of we make it a priority because, you know, we need to feed ourselves.
Mhm.
We need each other. And it's part of being human that we don't even know that we need a slap upside the head, a very gentle, beautiful slap upside the head that says, where's your success posse? You know, where are your people? And I love that you know, Auntie, you know, the directory. Beautiful. You know, that's wonderful. Carol, you know, the power of the Facebook group. You know, and Riny, yes, indeed, you have so effectively facilitated this seamlessly and on time every single week. It's like, wow, where's your book? When are you coming out with your book, girlfriend? So yeah, I'm so happy to be here. And I called up Lori and said, hey, you want to get on this? And I said, oh, and by the way, Eva's on here today. You know, because it's, yes, you know, we're kind of old faithfuls, and so many of you, it's just so good to regroup. So let's do it, ladies.
Thank you. Yep, I think
Thank
so,
you.
because that really does clarify that the power of just getting to know each other. Coming for a presentation and going away again, we don't really know each other. And over these years, we have really gotten to know each other. And thank you, Jane, for saying, well, when you saw it was going to be Sandra and Riny, you were coming. That's what we're aiming for everything. And then in the Facebook, you can invite for an event that you're putting on, but you don't have to do it all here. And yeah, it's the pitch thing that we haven't learned how to make the offering as a loving gesture versus, you know, like, show up, this is what we're doing. Put that over on the Facebook page. And absolutely, Riny, if somebody comes and presents, they certainly get to put their offer out and where they are, but not over and over and over again. And I think that's part of the inviting them. You know, this time when you're speaking, you can do that. And other than that, you can do it over as events in Facebook. So we get very clear on what we're offering when you do come and speak, and to be conscious of the time, or we'll have to cut you off. Period. That's what it is. That's what
Yeah.
Toastmasters is about. You've got a time spot. People are going to plan to be here for 1 hour and be able to know that they can go and not have missed anything. And with that, you put it in your planner and you show up. You decide, because the Facebook pages are huge. I get that. But I'm on probably, you know, everybody wants you to be part of their Facebook page. But if you're not there participating, you're just making noise. You're not even there making noise. So you have to figure out the ones that you're going to really participate in that actually match. So Tamara, how do you say that? Tamara or Tamra? Oswald. Oh, you can't hear you.
Muted.
You're muted, I guess, but it doesn't show it here. Just can't hear you. No sound coming. We'll come back to you. Kim? Kim
Yeah,
Rockham?
good morning, ladies. You know what, Riny, oh my gosh, I'm just so thankful and grateful to you for so many reasons. Just your talents, your time, and your heart. I mean, it's just, you've been a powerful, you know, I always look at the three things that led me into this group is the power of connection, the power of community, and the power of collaboration. And that's what I saw in this group. And so coming from Noble Goldman, I know probably 3/4 of all of you. And I have learned so much from each and every one of you. I look at Joey, Benta, me and her, I mean, Omeka, I can go on, right? But I just love this group. I had a Noble Goldman mastermind group, and I actually transferred over to this group because I loved the feeling of connection with all of us. And I have not, and Riny knows this, I've been running another mastermind on Thursday mornings. So unfortunately, we're on the same time zone and it interferes with this time zone. But I've actually relinquished that recently to come back into this group because I missed it so much. And so I'm so thankful to be here. Anya, I love what you said about, incorporating into that Facebook group. We all have like incredible talents here. I've learned so much and there's always something to learn, but I love what you spoke of as far as being able to take that over to that platform and to be able to establish it. And Riny, I could help you with maybe creating some files for like members. And one of the things I would suggest too is I know that we have I host a group once a month with another group of women, and we have coaches. And so what we do is we have like just a simple Excel spreadsheet, and you can plug in your dates and maybe put that into the Facebook group, something pretty simple. And then we can put our topics in there. And then that way, maybe just during the week, present the topic like you normally do. But I am able to help however I can. I would love to see this continue. I just think that there is so much in this group, so much gold. And, I haven't really honestly seen a whole lot of salesy or that type of thing. I think sometimes I see more than other, but I couldn't pinpoint anything in particular. I think that part of our story and the connection and building relationships here is being able to honor where we are at and what we are doing in life. And so I think there's a blessing in all of that. And I'm so thrilled to be here. And thank you for inviting me into this group, Riny. And thank each and every one of you for contributing, because I think I always say together we're better, so however I can help, I'm here. And I just want to just say my gratitude and thanks. I'm just very thankful.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Yes, that whole idea, Riny, you could have other outside speakers, certainly, but having it on a spreadsheet, I know at Toastmasters, we have to apply to speak on a certain, on certain dates. So there's so much time, and then you apply, and then you can mix and choose, just when. So you have people, I'd like to speak, here's my topic, that's great. And then you can mix and match and put them together. So you do a lot of work trying to fit everybody's schedule. And you could have people choosing their date and a backup for those dates so that you don't have that issue of somebody not showing up or saying, oh, we got to change this. And I know life happens, but there has to be another fallback that doesn't cause you all of the work you've been doing, because I know you've done it extensively. We're just going to have to keep, okay, we got about 11 minutes left on my clock. Binta, Tamara, you can let us know, or Tamara, when you send a little
Tamara,
chat,
are you
have your
able to
sound going.
speak?
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
let's go
carry
to
on to Binta. Carry on to
Okay.
Binta for a moment.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for everybody's your input here is very, very important. And I can't even tell you how grateful I am, because Riny and I met way back when she knows I was basically in my shell. I was so nervous to speak all the time, but because of coming in contact with Riny and Kim here, who's my beautiful friend here, and Angie also, I learned so much through Noble Goldman. Noble Goldman really opened my eyes and really allowed me to learn so much to the point where I am right now. So this group has helped me so much. I can't even tell you how grateful I am for that. My input, I was gonna say, I love the Facebook idea. Also, what you were saying, Sandra, about people coming on and presenting and teaching. I think that I also didn't see a lot of reposting about their I don't know, their links or whatever, but I feel like we all here, everybody here has some kind of gifts and a business they want to share with, because we are all here to learn. We're all entrepreneurs. We're all like in network marketing. And so it's valuable for somebody to come and share what they're doing and then share, like you said, one time, not a lot, just okay, this is my information, and then you let it go. And then you can say, you can contact me on Facebook or whatever, So I think that is so valuable. I also was going to say that maybe it's not even, instead of doing it once a week, we can do it once a month. Once a month, where maybe, that way people can say, oh yeah, this month I'm going to instead of every week, because maybe that will give people like the excitement to come on, I think that's what I was thinking. This is my heart is telling me. Once a month, then we can just choose whoever wants to speak. We could organize who's going to pick. I could even say, okay, I'm going to find somebody to come on and speak. Or anybody can say, okay, maybe this month, but instead of once a week, which is a lot, we can do once a month. So that's my input. It's just a thought.
Thanks, Binta.
Thank you.
My input is, if it's not weekly, when does everybody get to share? And you might only be able to show up once a month, but even once a month would have a good turnout here. But everybody would be on different times, where if you choose 1 week, then you eliminate people for 2 months if it didn't fit that particular week. So I kind of like staying with the weekly, but committing to show up at least once a month or every second week or whatever.
It's just a thought. Yeah, it's just a thing. We're all sharing.
Yeah, no, it's a great thought. It's an idea.
Thank you.
Joey.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Quiet. All right. So first of all, thank you to Riny for this group, for doing the Think and Grow Rich mastermind with my family, and for blessing us here in this group with all your initiatives. So anyway, what I like about the this coffee group, first is the topics. I love that we all have something to share with each other, our own expertise, our experiences. I love that it's personal. It's indeed a safe space for all of us to share our innermost thoughts, and because we're doing that, we grow closer to each other and we become close friends in a way, even though we're not really, we haven't really seen each other. I love the fact that we're from different parts of the world, coming from different cultures, and we're learning so much from each other. And I have to be honest, what I don't like so much is when some people join just to pitch in their businesses and then not come back to hear others' presentation. The lack of commitment, actually, to really be part of the group. I mean, it's okay if it's just an invited guest, because we can actually do that. We can invite speakers to share here. So that's actually one suggestion I want to make. If we'd like to put a structure to this group, we can probably have a day dedicated to uninvited guests, or probably watch a clip or video of a motivational speaker. For example, first week of the month is about health, second week is financial or business, third week is self-growth or development, fourth week, an invited guest speaker who won't necessarily join the group every week. And another idea I suggested before was to broadcast this on our FB group, but then I learned that FB changed its rules, so they don't have that option anymore, that we can broadcast from Zoom to exclusively to our Facebook group. But perhaps what we can do is, for the general topics that we don't have to share very personal experiences, we can probably broadcast it to Facebook, so more can attend or learn from the topic. And I mentioned this before, that not all attendees are keen to share. I've invited guests before, and that's probably why we're not growing that much, because some of those whom we've invited before simply just wanted to listen and learn, but not really wanting to share. And also, Sandra, I have attended some of your webinars, and I really like how you handle it. It's just like a conversation style when you throw questions and we all give our short reply. So perhaps we can adapt that here when we could have a day when it's really not a full presentation. So it's not like full 30 or 45 minutes. And just a simple conversation about a certain topic so that we have more time to share our thoughts or probably go deeper with a certain topic. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if it's about gratitude or personal experiences about something, we can do that too. So those are my thoughts.
That's beautiful. Thank you. I love a lot of those ideas. Riny, that might make it very simple too, just to have we probably would have 8 or 10 topics. And then, so with Angie's idea, the directory, being able to put them into those different topics and people would be able to come in. So that way people would attend to the ones that attracted them as well and maybe get that. But the commitment is really, I have learned that the only way to get value out of a group is to commit to that particular group. So you can only do so many groups and you choose. And we were a DJ, so we thought, well, we'll put on singles dances because that was what the thing was at the time. And we put out a lot of money to get the place ready and do the thing. We showed up, put our commitment in. People would say, well, it's there. Well, I'm tired. I'll go next time. And that doesn't help the people putting in the volunteer time. So Riny to continue and then bring a team together really needs the commitment. And if you can't come every week, that's fine. Not all of us can. But if you can come 2 or 3 times a month, or even 2 times a month, then you're showing a commitment and you're in there chatting and you're in the directory. Okay, Tamara, you've got your sound going now. Thanks, Joy.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. There you go.
I totally messed up my computer, so I had to well, I better get on the phone because I couldn't hear anything or speak. First of all, I'd like to say yes, thank you. I've spoken to you a couple of times about the group and how much it's helped me, and I really like it. In fact, when I was asked to take on another child, I was like, you have to come after 8 because I have a women's coffee club on Thursday morning and I am not going to miss it. And unfortunately, last week she had to go early and I had to miss it. So I apologize for missing last week, but I absolutely love it. I love the camaraderie. I love how we share. I think it had been getting to the salesy point recently. So, I'm glad that was brought up and sounds like it may have been solved. And I was also thinking about maybe just once a month or twice a month, we can take what we've learned and just kind of share how we have applied that information. And so that would give us, it would be our own little mastermind of us women. And I think it would bring us closer together because I think we were closer. We were closer and then we started to drift apart. Life happens. It just happens. I know it happens to me. It happens to everybody. So, but I just want to say, I don't have a group of women like this in my life, and except for you guys. Mm-hmm. I have one really good best friend that I don't get to see very often. And when I come on here, I feel like, wow, these are such a great group of women. So loving, so kind, so compassionate, and who just want to share what they've learned with the world. And, we're stronger together. So that just gave me chills because you guys are all amazing. And so if you want, but it's up to you. Your heart is so big and so strong and you want to do a lot for people. And I understand that, but sometimes you've got to take a break too. So, and it's okay. It's okay to take a break. And that's why, Sandra's saying she wants to step in. LaSchelle says she'll step in and help. I will step in and help. Let's get together and have a group meeting and we can discuss how we can do that. Okay. Love you, Riny. Love you, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just conscious of the time here. We're going to run into a little overtime if we don't keep it simple. But Lisa, you have your hand up. Are you able to come on screen, please?
I actually don't want to come on screen. I'm sorry, but is it okay if I share without being on screen?
Well, we would like to see you, but go ahead just
Thank
briefly.
you. I appreciate that. This is my second time here. I'm also new to the Divas. I love what I'm hearing and the commitment to the group and the connection. And I'm trying to understand. So I'm hearing that there's like maybe an ending and a beginning, like maybe Rennie's trying to hand the reins over and the group is trying to explore how to reform or how to continue, either one, to really end and begin, or to transform. And I'm also hearing structure versus flexibility, and within that, something like commitment and, belonging to the group, showing up, but also flexibility. So that's, we're exploring those poles as a group. And of course, I'm new and have very little experience, but my thought is that I don't know, to do a semi-formal ending if Rini's actually handing the reins over, and then to adapt whatever the new belief is. And I'm thinking, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but the thought came, if there were a shared Google Doc where the week was on there and a space to write who is going to present, and then nobody has to manage it. It's a shared Google Doc. And if you feel inspired to go ahead and present, you put your name on there. If nobody shows up, then it's an opportunity for everybody who comes to the meeting can do the interpersonal sharing that you'd like to do also. And also maybe structuring it that if somebody does sign up, that they only speak for half an hour so that there is more time for the interpersonal sharing. So those are the ideas that came to my mind. I realize I'm new, and use what you like and toss the rest. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.
Yeah, Riny has always run it that the presentation would be done at the 30-minute point so that there was time, but there's always a challenge unless you're outspoken like I am, where you just say, okay, time's up, like really keeping it tight. Presenters were getting to taking the whole time, and they'd say, oh, we're doing it during the thing. Well, maybe so, but people aren't getting what we used to get with the asking and the sharing. So I don't think Rini's looking at handing over the reins. She's looking at ways to know that the old original camaraderie and value is there. That doesn't mean people don't present, but it moves away from that into another variety, and maybe once a month or every 6 weeks is a good time just to come together and do that. Oh, what I've been learning and how I've been stretching and what I need more of. It would be perfect. And so, Riny, you have no shortage of people ready to facilitate and on the times that you're away on holiday, and you might just jump right in just as a participant that day and have the fun of it instead of the stress of it all the time. But this is your baby. This is your branding, as we had discussed it. So it's very hard to hand over as such and maintain the branding. And Riny wouldn't want to really disappear. Okay, I think we're going to go with the last one today. Jessica, 2 minutes, please.
Oh, I probably won't be that long. I had a wonderful, I'm very, very new to the group. I think I've been to 2 or 3 meetings, and so I can appreciate what everyone is saying about how amazing Riny has been all these years and how she's been able to maintain, just continuity, which is not easy in this day and age. So I appreciate that from a place of not having experienced it, but knowing what it's about. And she and I had a great talk the other day. I know there's a couple of things. There's something called founder's disease, which is when somebody who begins something has a really hard time letting go and allowing it to, to take its own natural course. And, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just a normal process of group dynamics. And one of the suggestions that I had, which is similar to what other people are saying, is kind of have more of like a routine, like, I think somebody else suggested it too. 1 week, sharing, 1 week this, 1 week that. I don't mind it how it is, but I do think that having more clear boundaries around timing is super, super important for everybody. We all need to learn how to give our talks in various time frames. Like, You know, you might be asked to go speak at a certain place in your town and you only have 10 minutes. So you need to learn how to, you know, we all need to learn how to trim it down to, you know, to fit the scenario. Yeah, I mean, maybe every other time there's a speaker and every other time there's, I've never experienced it where there's camaraderie. That just, you know, just because I'm new, and that hasn't happened in the last few weeks. So
And
that's just my two. What?
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I'm just going to get it wound up here, but that's exactly what you're experiencing today, hopefully, is the camaraderie.
Right.
And
Yes, yes.
that's the value,
Absolutely.
you know, how to do something. We can go to webinars, we can go to special trainings, we can learn everything somewhere, but we can't grab the love that comes from camaraderie. And that's
Absolutely.
why, that's where
Absolutely.
Riny always had been, and she was feeling the burnout and people not showing up because it's,
Right.
you know,
Right.
it's getting into something else. Okay, Olmeka, unless you've got like 2 words for your takeaway today, we have to wind it up and hand it over to
Yeah,
Riny.
love y'all. 2 words. Love y'all. Keep it going.
Thank you
Keep
so
doing
much.
you. Keep sharing wherever you at. All right.
Thanks,
Peace.
Olmeka. Rini, would you
Okay.
like to say a couple
Yes,
words?
yes, I would. Thank you so
And
much,
Rini,
everyone.
you keep the chat, don't you? Because there's lots of good things in there as well.
Yeah, I write
Make
down
sure
some
before
things.
you close, because
Yeah.
okay.
I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for your comments and for all the speakers all your dedication and everything. I just so appreciate you. What I want to do is that so far I've scheduled speakers through October, the end of October. And then after that, the first 2 weeks in November, I'm taking off. I'm going to Australia, so I'm going to take a break. And then in between that and Thanksgiving, I'm going to schedule a meeting strictly just to talk about this for all of us to come back and say, okay, what is the new structure? I'm not relinquishing this group. I'm just transforming it so that it is a collaboration for a win-win, so that you can benefit, we can benefit. We all feel like we have the skin in the game. So I don't feel the burnout, but everybody participating. So I'm going to schedule a meeting between it's in November, you know, between Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to be gone again another week in December. And then I'm going to schedule another meeting in December to kind of finalize what the format is for January. And then January is when we start the new group, the new structure. And it could be a combination of what we talk about and the directory and everything. I will welcome all the help, all the volunteers. You can take on the directory or whatever you want, including facilitation or whatever the format we decide that we agree on. So thank you so much. This is such a great meeting, and Sandra and LaSchelle and all of you. Oh my goodness, my heart is full. I appreciate this. It's been an amazing conversation. So I'll turn it back to you, Sandra. Next week, Binta will be presenting your hero. She wants to talk about who has influenced your life, about influential people in your life. So that's the topic for next week. Appreciate Binta. But Sandra, I'm going to turn it back to you to close this out. If anybody else has a last minute thing to say, please do so. Otherwise, Sandra is going to close this group. Thank you again.
I think I'm going to close it anyhow. And I don't know how to save those meeting chat, but if you save your chat, there's a lot in there. And then get back into the group or over to the Facebook with more ideas. I'm just going to invite you, Rini, while you're gone on holidays, hand it over to one meeting to LaSchelle, one to me. You're still going to post it because you know what you're doing with that, but you can post those ahead from wherever you are, easy enough. And how to record them, I don't know, but you'll get that sorted out. But rather than canceling, just start using your other facilitators.
Okay, sounds good. I didn't get a chance to ask about the donation thing. I think it was Carol's friend, I think it was Nicole Lani asking if she could post her GoFundMe. And I don't know, we had this discussion in the past about donation requests, and I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, and it didn't happen to work out too well because that would be something where they could create something in the Facebook page. Not in the
Okay,
feed, not in the
just
feed.
okay, just tell her to post it on the Facebook page or not to
Yeah,
put it.
because you'll have to approve it, I think, if it goes on Facebook page. You know, keep it simple, don't drill away at it, but put one posting out there to the Facebook page, because, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank
The
you
whole-
again, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. And
Have a
Riny,
great-
you can
Yeah.
save your chat and close us out.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. It was
Thanks
wonderful.
again, everyone.
I'll
Appreciate
see
you.
if I can, I don't know. I forget.
See
how
you
to
next
save
week.
the chat.
Bye-bye.
I saved the chat, Sandra. So
Oh,
I can
did you?
forward it. I did.
Okay.
I've been saving it all
Thank
along.
you, LaSchelle.
Thank you.
Thanks.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much, LaSchelle. I didn't get back to you as much as I should have, but I thought I have to just rip around to get around to everybody.
No, that's I was fine. Totally
Okay.
fine.
Good, good.
Appreciate-
Riny, how did that feel?
That was good. I think we got the conversation in. I get to say what I want to say and people get to express what they feel about this group. And I
And
appreciate.
you know, you are a star. You really
Oh.
got the praise. Everybody just
Thank you.
loves it. And it wouldn't be branded the way it is without you and your style. So I think it's really critical that you guard this. It's not something you hand away to a committee. I mean, the committee is like your board of directors, but you're still the whatever you call the head of the board of directors, what you call that.
Founder and the chair.
The founder and chair. And that's what I think you have to hold. And then you have a few people around your boardroom table. And you've got LaSchelle and I in terms of facilitating and moving around, because that's not
I need
something
to
other
stop the
people.
recording. Hang on a second.
Oh,
Oh,
how do I